Namaskar. Today we are going to discuss quality and connect it with a traditional concept of Siddhi. In Indian languages, there is this concept called Siddhi. In fact, yesterday was Ganesh Puja and we discussed this at length. Siddhi is kind of connected with success, but it's not exactly success. Let's explain how. And we did talk about Siddhi in various different ways. In Siddhi is also connected with enlightenment, which is connected with self-realization, etc. But today we are going to define and talk about Siddhi, enlightenment, and quality, and connect it with the concept of quality. Now, in order to understand that, we also need to understand two other terms, products and services. Products and services are very well understood by most people, but still for some of you who might not be completely aware of what we mean here, I will take a minute to explain this. Product is anything like, this watch is a thing, is stuff. When we buy something, we pay a price based on a price tag and buy something, we call it a product. When there's commerce involved in buying something and we get something like this, a product. It could be this, or it could be the powder pack here, or anything for that matter. Service is not essentially when we are getting something or stuff in return for the money that we have paid or the price that we have paid. Sometimes we get service as in the expertise or the time or the experience of a person. That's what we could get, what we could call service. If we go to a doctor who gives his or her time and expertise to give us certain advice, that is kind of a consultation, these are services. A plumber could come to my home and fix my leaking faucet, and that's a service, because with the expertise the plumber actually gives time. So when human beings or provide their time, and in lieu of that time, they expect something in return, a price tag to their time, an expertise. That's generally called service. So product and service is a very, very, very integral part of commerce and industry today. And as we have said, that this Fit for Life program, ensconced within the Karma Yoga for 21st century sadhana paddhati, or this journey of Karma Yoga for 21st century, is connected with our livelihood and life. This is really something that integrates life with livelihood. And most of livelihood is connected with commerce and industry. Trade, commerce, industry, that's business, office, work, our work life. So that is all connected with our livelihood earning. Livelihood need not essentially mean only those who are making ends meet, that is, who are working at the bottom end of the society, but also rich people who have enough, who are also kind of earning their livelihood, or you might say they have earned their livelihood. Now they're responsible to help others earn their livelihood. So people are connected with that livelihood issue, which is part of this whole life and livelihood integration of Karma Yoga for 21st century. Now, when we are talking livelihood, we are talking industry and commerce and trade and business and office and all these kind of stuff. So there we are talking about products and services, because no matter what you think of in those terms, industry, trade, commerce, office, business, you will see it connected. The linchpin or the anchor point is our products and services. Now, how are products and services connected with enlightenment? Enlightenment is a term that is used. The term for enlightenment is called Siddhi in Indian languages. And this, again, I want to kind of draw out the meaning of Siddhi apart from, slightly differentiated from the way enlightenment is used, because enlightenment is a certain kind of expertise or success. Whereas the term Siddhi is connected with various kinds of success. For example, when in Indian languages we say Siddha Purush, we say a man or a woman or a person who has gained a certain level of expertise. Which level of expertise? The expertise should be at that level that if they are producing the watch, let's say, if they are involved in the production of this watch, then they will be producing this watch such that this watch gives perfect time all the time. It doesn't need to be taken to the service center every now and then. If it needs to be taken to the service center, means there is a problem here. It's running fast or slow or it's stopped. That means there is a defect in there. The more this defect, the more we say that the person who has produced this is not an expert, is not a Siddha Purush, does not have the Siddhi or the expertise required to produce this watch in a defect-free manner. And this reduction of defects is connected with the concept of quality. When we say quality management or TQM, total quality management, Six Sigma, these are terms that are used in the industry to talk about perfection, about precision, about quality. And that quality is something that is used all the time in trade and commerce, industry, in office, in business, to talk about the level of that the product meets, the standard that the product meets. How many times do I, if I'm producing light bulbs, how many times do I, or if I'm producing a switch for a light bulb, how many times do I switch it on and off that switch, and it still does not falter? If I can do it 1,000,000 times and it still is perfectly running perfectly, we say it's defect-free for 1,000,000 times, and we set a standard. So similarly, there are standards set for everything, and these are standards that we accept as the acceptable or best quality. When one meets those standards, we say that quality is perfectly being managed, and then that would be called Siddh or enlightened. Only an enlightened person can produce that quality, that level of defect freeness, freedom from defects, that level of freedom from defects, that level of perfection. So Siddh actually connotes a certain level of perfection. Now, no matter what we do, which aspect of life we take up, we can take up a sport, an athlete, a sport, playing soccer. So every time he is able to control the ball if he's playing soccer, with he's dribbling, taking the ball in his feet, and he's passing the ball to his teammate. Every time, the more perfection that person is able to manifest, the more we say that that person is a Siddha Purush or an enlightened being in that aspect of life. So in Karma Yoga for 21st century, we connect enlightenment with a certain aspect of life. So you're enlightened if you have done sadhana, if you have done deep committed practice in the right direction over and over again with the right techniques. Then you inculcate qualities within yourself, and these qualities express themselves through your karma, through your work, through your actions whenever the situation demands. So if you're playing soccer, when the situation demands, you will exactly be able to pass the ball to the right place. When you're taking the penalty shootout, it's certain that you will always score the goal. Well, the god of soccer, Lionel Messi, also messed up once in a while. So that was a defect. So that tells him that he still needs to continue his sadhana. So when will this sadhana come to an end, when he will accomplish complete siddhi, so that there will be no imperfection no one can tell? And that's why Ganesh is needed, because that's not just in your control. You may be Lionel Messi, but still you are not God completely, because there's still that one penalty that you've missed. There's still that one ball that has been snatched away from you, etc. So there is no end to the level of perfection that you can reach. But we set standards. We set a certain standard. If you have reached the standard of Lionel Messi or Pelé or Maradona, then you are here in soccer. You've reached a certain level in soccer, and we are ready to consider you as the god of soccer. So that's a kind of acceptance that we say. Well, someone goes and beats that standard, then the bar gets higher. So that's kind of what we mean by quality. And connects quality with the concept of enlightenment. Now, of course, when it comes to understanding who you are, the concept of just realizing your self-identity and then never once you know who you are and you never make any defect or make a mistake in this understanding who you are in your life and you act accordingly, that's another meaning of enlightenment that's often used in spiritual circles, so to say. But in Karma Yoga for 21st century, that's not exactly how we talk about enlightenment. We talk about enlightenment in terms of, or siddhi, in terms of certain aspects of life in which you have decided to focus your sadhana. So that is what sadhana, deep committed practice, daily routines are connected to quality, a modern concept, to your livelihood, whether you're earning a livelihood or providing livelihood. So that's the kind of thing that we want to kind of fine tune and talk about today. I hope that made some sense for all of you. Have a great day today and take it easy and take care. Namaskar.